Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As usual, I am your host, Sellssi. Today we're going to talk about Ghana Black Stars coach Chris Hughton. Reports are the government has kicked against the decision to out Ghana Black Stars coach. After a report came out yesterday that the FA wanted Chris Hughton out, the government have reportedly kicked against it. The FA president has suggested that all the reports making the rounds are false. He posted something in reaction to the news making the rounds early yesterday morning that Chris Hughton was going to be out of a job. Hughton as well has been speaking to the BBC, looking forward to the African Cup of Nations as well as the World Cup qualifiers, which is going to be played just next week. We also talk about Thomas Partey, who could be missing the African Cup of Nations due to injury. Details of his injury woes will begin given here by Arsenal. As usual, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Click on the notification bell to get more updates. And speaking of the Afcon, we want to be there. We need your support. We know you can help us get there. The African Cup of Nations will kick off in the first week of January, 13th of January to be exact, to the 11th of February, and we want to be there to bring you amazing content. Purchase our merchandise, sponsor us if you can. Purchase the merchandise, it goes a long way to help us. Sponsorship emails can be sent to us. Links are in the description to all these. We'll jump right into it and start from the camp of coach Chris Hughton, who is set to remain at his post for the next 3 months at least. Sacking him wouldn't have made any sense financially as well, because sacking him would mean paying him off. He has 3 months left on his contract. Why would you want to do that? It made no sense when I got the news, and we hope that it was false rumors. This post from the FA president indicates that it probably was false information. He says here in a post on Facebook that lies is becoming the order of the day in our media space. In response to that, and he posted that suggesting that lies were being perpetuated, whether lies, facts, or whatever. There's no smoke without fire, and probably the noise that was made pushing back against the decision to out Chris Hughton might have prevented something like that from happening. I do not underestimate the power the media has or social media has. The outcry, the backlash that came in yesterday after the news broke of Chris Hughton possibly being sacked from the post might have made them renege on their decision to probably out him. Could be lies as well. It could be anything. But I just know that there is no smoke without fire. And if Chris Hughton is still in a job right now, it's because probably 1, the government kicked against the decision. 2, the lies, they were lies in the first place. Or 3, the public outcry made the FA renege on their decision. Whichever case it was, he's still in his post and he will lead us in our next game. Chris Hughton hasn't been amazing. He hasn't been great. He's performed below standards. But he's gotten the job done, and that is what I was reiterating. He's qualified you to the African Cup of Nations. He's qualified you to the African Cup of Nations, which was his first assignment. He's done that. Lost 2 international friendlies against top opposition. He has just been with the team for less than a year. I'm not making excuses for the man here. I'm not. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, with the time he has gotten, and if we want long-term success with our national teams, we will need to be giving coaches ample time. We will need to be giving coaches free reign to work. And that is the only way we can be assured of success. We cannot expect any manager to come in right now and perform quote-unquote magic. It's not possible. It's not going to happen. We don't have to be naive or lie to ourselves. No coach can come in right now and put together the team to play scintillating, beautiful football. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen overnight, at least. Let coaches build over time. Let them build. Give them ample space and time to build, in my opinion. Let me know what you think. I hope this doesn't come up again. Chris Hughton has been speaking ahead of the qualifiers. And as metal national teams that he has spotted that are doing well, also talks about not looking too far ahead and being cautiously optimistic as they prepare for the World Cup qualifiers and then the African Cup of Nations itself. Let's have a listen to Chris Hughton speaking with the BBC.
But my role as coach of the Black Stars is to get the best results and the best performances from the team. You can't always get that, but what you can always do, you can always learn from your previous experiences, whether it's good or bad. And ultimately, I will work as hard as I always do to try to get things the best way that we can. It's wonderful and great to want to talk about Afcon, the tournament itself, but sometimes for coaches it's difficult because we have two very important World Cup qualification games before then. If your concentrations are too far past that, then you can take your eye off, what is at this moment the most important thing. The most important thing for us at this moment are our two World Cup qualification games. Morocco, Egypt, Senegal, Cameroon, Tunisia. I think that the level of teams in Africa, I think, is as strong as it's ever been. I really do. I think there are so many now, so many more players playing at big clubs in Europe and on the world stage.
Yeah, so you had Chris Hughton there speaking with the BBC. He doesn't want to get ahead of himself and look at the African Cup of Nations. The immediate assignment is the World Cup qualifiers, so his focus is on that. He talked about countries like Tunisia and Cameroon being behemoths of African football, but acknowledged that these other countries, Madagascar and Comoros, are going to be real tests for us. Madagascar, we beat them in Cape Coast, drew with them 0-0 away. Comoros beat us at the last African Cup of Nations. So we have to tread cautiously against these national teams. My next and final story has to do with Thomas Partey, who Arsenal have confirmed is going to be out until the end of 2023. Partey has undergone a specialist procedure for treatment on a thigh injury and is now set to miss the rest of 2023. That is a huge setback for Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta, who is still uncertain of Partey's exact return date, and that may tempt him to move into the market for midfield cover. The 30-year-old has been wearing a leg brace to try and bolster his recovery, but the latest setback means his absence will even longer than first anticipated. There is also the added complication of the African Cup of Nations in January, because Ghana will want him to report up, but his participation looks in serious doubt. Partey has managed to start just 3 Premier League games this season because of injury issues, and has already missed a chunk of the campaign because of his groin problem. Unfortunate there for the Ghana Black Stars man. But almost as soon as Partey was fit again and in contention, the powerful midfielder then broke down in training before the last month Champions League trip to Sevilla. Arteta admitted that Partey would be out for weeks, but after seeing specialists, the layoff has been even worse. Partey was linked with a move away from the club. Juventus showed interest, so did other Saudi clubs, but no solid offer came in, and so they kept him at the Gunners. Jorginho and Declan Rice have been partnering, but they will need another support man in there if they want to go all the way in the competitions they are currently participating in, and that is the front of Thomas Partey. Unfortunate news for him. He will probably be out for a long spell with the Gunners. He's going to be out for the rest of 2023. African Cup of Nations first week in January. The Gunners might not risk him for that, and that is the reality we face. Chris Hughton would be smart to start looking for replacements for the Ghana Black Stars man, and he would be smart to do it quickly before the next international window, which will be the African Cup of Nations. He can use this one to train or to find a replacement for adequate replacement for Thomas Partey. There'll be friendlies before the Afcon, so he can use that as well to plan without him. So that has been it for today. Thomas Partey, a doubt for Afcon. Also talking about Chris Hughton staying put at his job, and him talking about looking forward to the Afcon and the World Cup qualifiers. So see you guys in the next one. Have a great week.